Hello guys, welcome back to Haymanager, and today we'll be looking at the European ties for the quarterfinals and who I think will progress through all the way to the finals. So we'll start off with the Champions League, and as you can see on your screens, we've got a few fantastic little games here. Borussia Dortmund have drawn Manchester City in a great quarterfinal tie. Porto have drawn Chelsea. Bayern Munich have also pulled in a massive game, which is going to be huge. PSG, which is going to be a must-watch game, and then Real Madrid versus Liverpool, the Champions League final from, I believe, 2 years ago now. We're going to see a pretty big game in this European tie against Real Madrid and Liverpool. It's going to be fantastic to watch. Sergio Ramos and that Salah sort of competition, we're going to see that again. It's going to be great to watch. So I'm just going to quickly look at the ties. I've put a few nice little graphics together for you so we can see the ties that are here in the foreground now. So who do I think will go through? I think Manchester City are going to go all the way this year. So don't think Dortmund, despite the fact that Haaland is a fantastic striker, just 20 years of age and setting records that have never been seen before. I think City are going near enough all the way, so they're going to easily take Dortmund in this game. Porto, despite the fact that they are probably a great side, I think they're going to just fall to Chelsea. Thomas Tuchel has showed that he's got a great defensive sort of lineup with that Chelsea side now, and I think they're too strong. Bayern versus Paris, a hard one to call. I think Bayern Munich are a bit too strong. Lewandowski is an absolute sensational striker. He scored 3 goals in the first half. He got a hat-trick in the first half of the other day against Stuttgart, despite the fact Bayern Munich were down to 10 men. I think Bayern Munich are just too strong and have too big a stars just for PSG. I think PSG are a great side, but I think Bayern Munich have just about nick it against them. And then Real Madrid versus Liverpool, a strange one here really. Real Madrid is sort of getting back into form. They haven't got Hazard, but they've got Benzema who's hitting form, Modric and Kroos, as well as Casemiro and Valverde, who are fantastic players. I think the back line as well, Ramos, Varane, Courtois, when they are fit, it's a fantastic side for Real Madrid. And Liverpool, who are struggling this season, they've got Kabak and I think Nico Williams plays at centre-back with them. I don't think that they're going to be able to keep out this Real Madrid front three in Vinicius Jr., Benzema and Hazard, when Hazard is fit. Anyway, I don't think they can sort of cope with them. So the next results, as you can probably say, Bayern will face Manchester City as they go through, and Real Madrid will face Chelsea, which will be a pretty entertaining tie, to be honest. Bayern Munich versus Manchester City. As I said, City are probably going all the way. City are just too powerful this year. They're going for a quadruple, which could sort of see them limit themselves, but I think Pep Guardiola wants this Champions League for Manchester City, and I think he'll do everything in his power to get it, so that'll see them advance forward. And then Real Madrid versus Chelsea, despite how good Chelsea are, maybe if they played the cards right on the night and they just played a solid defensive line, as well as Havertz and Werner and Ziyech picking up form, I think maybe they could do it, but Real Madrid just have a sensational side, and Zidane is a great manager in himself as well. I think Real Madrid will go through to the final, and we'll see a Manchester City versus Real Madrid final, which will be a very entertaining final. I think City have the firepower to go all the way. As I keep saying, they don't play strikers and they still win games 3 or 4-0. Gundogan's come through, he's become a fantastic player. It all depends on whether or not he stays fit, but I think he will, because they've got a bench and they've got the depth to sort of see themselves go through. So that's how I see the Champions League playing itself out. Now then, I'll move on to the Europa League ties, which are sort of interesting in themselves, but not as exciting, I don't think, as sort of the draws that we've seen in Champions League. Road to Gdansk, it's going to be an interesting one. If Spurs were here, might have been a bit different story, but yeah, Granada play Manchester United, which I think is sort of a one-way street as far as I'm concerned. Arsenal play Slavia Prague, where I think Arsenal again will absolutely dominate Slavia Prague. Whether or not they still stay in this competition, goodness knows, after the sort of horrible abuse that they're giving Kamara, the Rangers player. Ajax play Roma, which is going to be an interesting tie really. I've not really followed Roma so much this season. Ajax are playing very well as far as I'm concerned. They are sort of bringing other players through, but I think Roma have the firepower. There's Chris Smalling, sort of, as Pellegrini, another great player for them. I know that they've still got Dzeko, I believe, as well. I think Roma are going to be a very good side, and I think they'll be able to sort of overthrow Ajax. And then Dynamo Zagreb versus Villarreal. Interesting one here. Orsic, I think they've got Orsic up front, who seemed like a very nice little player, absolutely dominated the game against Tottenham. I think Villarreal have a sort of nice little side behind them. I can't see them sort of falling to Zagreb, but who knows, it is the Europa League. A lot of weird things happen, as we saw with that Spurs game. So my opinions, as far as I'm concerned, through this last 8 through here, Granada, I reckon, will get completely overthrown by Manchester United. It's going to be a big tie, but Man United, I think, would put out probably a secondary side and still sort of compete with Granada. It's the first time in Europa League football, European League football, full stop for Granada, and I think Manchester United have the experience. They've got Paul Pogba back now. I think they'll completely overthrow them. Arsenal, an interesting one to see here against Slavia Prague. Arsenal on their day are fantastic, but when they're not on form, they are their own worst enemy. Arsenal, they own goals galore. Hard to watch, really. Hard to watch sort of football. I reckon they'll still go through, though, against Slavia Prague, sort of do the business against them. Ajax and play Roma. I think Roma will just about have the edge against Ajax. Ajax a fantastic side. They've still got David Neres. Onana, I think, still out. Tagliafico, another left-back who's very good. I think Ajax have great players, but do they have the power to sort of overthrow this Roma side who are playing pretty decent football this year? I think not. I think Roma are still a very good side, and I think they'll be able to overthrow Ajax. And then Dinamo Zagreb against Villarreal. Interesting game. I think Villarreal are just about edge it. They have experience in this Europa League side. Zagreb sort of relying just on Orsic at the moment. I think they've had a pretty good solid defensive side, but Tottenham are very poor against Zagreb. I think Villarreal come into play will be able to take Zagreb. So as we see, we go through these rounds. Manchester United will play Roma, Villarreal will then play Arsenal. What do I think of these two games? Man United versus Roma. They've already overthrown a few bigger players. They've managed to, bigger side should I say. They've already managed to beat Manchester City. Whether or not you see that as a big game, I don't know, but that was a very big game for them to beat Manchester City 2-0. So I reckon they'll do it, Manchester United. When it comes to the big games, they always turn up. Roma, I'm afraid to say Roma aren't on par. There will be a meeting with Chris Smalling again. I think Pellegrini's and also a very good player for Roma. I just can't see Manchester United losing to Roma there. And then Villarreal versus Arsenal. I reckon Arsenal, if they stay in current form, they look very good at the back. Luis and Gabriel, Tierney especially is a fantastic player. Thomas Partey, when he's on his day, can be sensational. Saka, he's a Bukayo Saka. I can't remember which way around it was. He's an outstanding player. If you've kept up with my Football Manager sort of content from previous years, he's been fantastic. He's a sensational talent. So yeah, I think Arsenal will take Villarreal very easily, I think. And then we'll see in this final, it'll be an all-English final. Manchester United versus Arsenal. I mean, who can argue with that, really? It would be a fantastic scene to see. So I think this is the second year in a row we'll see an all-English final in the Europa League, if this does happen. So that's my opinion on the draw. I hope you do agree with me. Comment down below if you do disagree with me and let me know what you think will happen in these sort of games. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it sort of pans out. I think hopefully we might even see a Liverpool-Chelsea final, who knows? Or, sorry, a Manchester City-Chelsea final. It might be interesting to see that in the Champions League. Full English finals, it shows how domineering English football is at the moment. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you are new for more of this sort of content. I shall catch you in the next episode. From me, Alex, have a great day. Ciao.